Thank you, Chair. Thanks a lot, Minister. Thanks to all the officials also for joining in the committee today. Minister, my first question is, among the many mean-spirited cuts in the last Ontario budget by the Doug Ford government was one of them was to eliminate the legal aid funding for refugees and immigration law services. So the Canadian Association of Refugee Lawyers warned these abrupt changes will have dire consequences for many. For many of us, it was reminiscent of the Harper government's decision to slash healthcare coverage for refugee and asylum claimants. So could you please assure us that with the funding provided to the department in the main estimates, will our government continue to protect the rights of vulnerable immigrants and refugees?
The commitment that we have as a government to provide due process to those who are seeking protection is very important. It's a priority that we have. It's very unfortunate to see that the Ontario government has cut legal aid funding for immigrants and refugees. Historically, Ontario's contribution covered approximately 65% of the province's immigration and refugee legal aid expenditures. So these are cuts that will have significant consequences. We are, of course, in budget 2019, we're investing almost $50 million over 3 years for immigrant refugee legal aid. I am concerned about cuts that target people who are fleeing persecution and who would like to pursue an asylum claim in order to get Canada's protection. We must do what we can to make sure that these individuals have due process, and Ontario's cut to refugee and immigrant legal aid is a step in the wrong direction, and it will hurt the most vulnerable. Of course, I'm disappointed, but I'm not quite surprised. We have seen a track record of Conservatives in all levels of government to really target cuts precisely against community services that serve the most vulnerable in our society, whether it is the previous federal Conservatives when they were in office who cut refugee health care, a practice that was deemed by the courts to be cruel and unusual treatment. And this is in the same line, and it's really unfortunate that it's happening.
Thank you, Minister. My next